what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my second channel. So today I'm going to do a video that is so incredibly highly requested, like literally ever since I moved into this house and started filming in this office with like some books in the background. I've been getting like non-stop comments about giving a bookshelf tour, and I've been putting it off for so long just because I'm lazy, to be honest with you. But I thought that today I would finally go ahead and do it. I have around 4 bookshelves in my house technically. One of them is more of a decor one. I have like 3 main ones with all my books on them. So basically I used to be a really big reader, like maybe a year or two ago. There was 1 year where I literally read like over 50 books in a year. I just went through a phase where I was obsessed with reading and I hated my life, and reading was a good escape from all the misery that I was experiencing. But I still like reading. I just don't really read as much anymore because this year has been a lot for me. It was my first year at university because I took a gap year last year. My YouTube channel really took off this year and it was like, it's now my job, so I spent a lot of time doing that. And also I just had way more of a social life this year. I feel like in the past I used to be a massive introvert, but now I kind of, not an extrovert, I'd say like in between. So now I like go out more and do stuff more with people, so I just don't really have a lot of time for reading, or I just don't really make a lot of time for reading. But reading is definitely something I want to make more time for because I love reading and I miss reading, and there's so many books that I still want to read and so many books that I want to reread. So I'm slowly going to get myself back into it, and I hope that in 2020 I can read a lot more books because this year has been a real big slump for me. It's probably my worst reading year. I've always been a big reader, but something about this year, I don't know, things were off. But you know what, I thought that I would still go ahead and show you all of my books because a lot of you seem to be curious and I know that people love these type of videos. So without further ado, here is my bookshelves tour. Alrighty, so we are actually currently in my office slash studio slash study, whatever you want to call it. I do my uni assignments in here, I film my YouTube videos, I edit, I do all of that type of stuff in here. And as you guys have seen in the background of my videos, there's some books in the background, but there's actually books kind of all along this wall. As you can see, I've got 2 bookshelves, so this is kind of what it looks like. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get a little bit closer. Alrighty, so starting here on the top shelf, I just have 3 books. I have the 3 books in the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I have Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, and they're just there with this adorable little dachshund bookend. Like, how freaking cute is that? And then on my next shelf, which is the ones that you guys see a lot in my videos, I have some of my favorite books. I have some more books by Leigh Bardugo. I have Six of Crows, Crooked Kingdom, and then I have The Language of Thorns. I still haven't read this one. I feel so bad, and I really should because I love the Grisha books so incredibly much. And then I have my 100,000 subscriber plaque from my main channel, and then a few little decor items, and then I have A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This is a graphic novel, actually one of the only ones I've read. Definitely recommend me some more graphic novels because I need to get some more that I would enjoy, but this book is amazing. I read this book in like one night, I think, and I cried, and it was just such an emotional journey. I love that book. Another book I love is The Night Circus. This is such a magical book by Erin Morgenstern. I highly recommend you give this one a read. And then I have Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake. This one was a surprising one. Not a lot of people like this one, but I actually really enjoyed it. I really want to read the other ones. And then I have these 2 books by Victoria Schwab. I have The Savage Song and Our Dark Duet. I haven't actually read Our Dark Duet yet, and that's mainly because I read The Savage Song so long ago that I don't remember it well enough. And then I have The Flame in the Mist by Renee Adier. I still haven't read this book, but it's a Mulan retelling and I love Mulan, so that's why I bought it. And then a little bit down I have my Harry Potter books mainly, so you guys already know what books are in the Harry Potter series. I just have these covers. If you guys have seen these were my favorite covers that they come out with. There are so many different Harry Potter covers, but I really like these ones. And then I have the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them screenplay. I don't have the Crimes of Grindelwald because that movie was a load of shit. So that is why I don't have that screenplay, but I loved Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, so I really enjoyed that one. And then I have this Harry Potter book. This is the UK hardcover edition. The reason I have this one is because my grandfather is a massive Harry Potter fan, and he bought this one the year it came out, so it's kind of like more of a special thing. And then I have one of my favorite books of all time, which is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alaiers. I probably butchered his name, but this book is amazing. It's a gay love story and it is beautiful, made me cry, so emotional. Read it when I was discovering my bisexuality and it made me feel less shitty about myself, so recommend that. And then this is another book by him called The Inexplicable Logic of My Life. That, once again, this is a really good book. Not as good as this one in my opinion, but I think this is an awesome book. His books are so different from any other books that people write, and normally I'm not a contemporary fan, but I don't know, the guy knows how to write a good book. Okay, a little bit lower down I have all of my Cassandra Clare books. I was a massive Cassandra Clare fan back in like 2014, 2015. I still enjoy her books, but like back then they were my world. I was literally obsessed with them. So I have the Mortal Instruments series over here, and then I have the Infernal Devices over here, and then I have the Dark Artifices over here, and then I also have the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy. I've read all of these books except for the 2 latest books in the Dark Artifices series. Once again, I bought these during my reading slump, so I just haven't really been reading, but I am obsessed, absolutely obsessed with the Infernal Devices. This is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. If you're gonna read any Cassandra Clare books, I highly recommend you read these ones. They're amazing. They're like set in, I believe, the 1800s in London, and there's magic, and it's cool, and there's a love triangle, but one that you actually like. Normally love triangles are shitty, but this one just hits different, you know? And then on the bottom shelf, I don't really have books, so I won't really get into that, but I also used to be obsessed with The Sims, so I've got literally like all the Sims 3 games over there, some of the Sims 4 one, and then behind there, I just have like all my boxes from my Apple products and my mics and my cameras and all that weird tech bullshit, because for some reason I can't get rid of the boxes because I hold on to things. Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen. Then we are onto my lower bookshelf. Over here I've got random stationery stuff, and then down here I have some random books, not really like related or anything. My bookshelves are not organized by relation, by the way. I just stick stuff where they go. Okay, here is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This book was weird, but good weird. Like, I enjoyed it, but I kind of finished reading it and I was like, what the fuck did I just read? And then I have Nevernight by Jerry Christoph. Some people are about to be real mad. I think I read like 100 pages of this book and put it down. It was really good, but at the time, when I read a book, I don't like to read it over a long period of time. I like to read it like in a few days or a week so I can like fully immerse myself in the story. And I was just really busy when I was trying to read this, so I couldn't do that. Definitely a book that I want to read because I enjoyed what I read of it, and I know that it's a really good series. Next up are 2 books that I have not read. They're by Victoria Schwab. I really need to get on these books because they really sound interesting to me. It's The Archived and The Unbound, and then I have this book, Sleepy Hollow. I honestly do not remember buying this. I don't remember where I got it from. And then I have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas. Haven't read this either. This is like a novella to her Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy, which I have read. So I also need to get on that. I think you're seeing a pattern here. Down here I have like art books because I also used to be really into art, as you can see by like my paintings and everything. I've had so many hobbies in my life that I've started and abandoned. I used to love writing, I used to love Sims, I used to love reading, I used to love drawing, I used to love painting. I want to get back into a lot of those things, but yeah, I don't know. YouTube has just been consuming my life this year. I need to teach myself to be able to enjoy doing things that aren't related to YouTube and have hobbies. You know, I wonder what that's like. And then over here we have one of my favorite series, The Raven Boys Quartet by Maggie Stiefvater. Just read this, okay? Go into it blindly and read it. There's magic, there's romance, amazing friendships. It's amazing. Unlike anything I've ever read. It's great. I haven't actually read the final book. I'm actually currently reading it right now, but I love what I've read. I've seen nothing but good things. Highly recommend. Over here I have a bunch of journals, and then I have another book from V.E. Schwab. I just bought this the other day, actually. It's A Darkest Shade of Magic. I wanted to read this for the longest time, and I'm finally gonna get on it. Here's A Dark Duet. I don't know why I have 2 copies of this book. The Young Elites by Marie Lu. Haven't read this either. This is the Winners Trilogy by Marie Rutowski. I've read the first 2 books in this trilogy and I really enjoyed them. I just haven't read the final, but this is such a good trilogy. Once again, it's very unique. And then we have some books by Sarah J Maas. Ooh, is she not a topic of conversation? I feel like people either love Sarah J Maas or they hate her. I like Sarah J Maas's book, but I recognize that there are a lot of problems with them. I do enjoy her series, especially when I first read them. I love them. This isn't all my Sarah J Maas books. They're like over in the other area. This is just like my hardcover Sarah J Maas books, like the pretty ones. So I have Throne of Glass, Tower of Dawn, Empire of Storms, and Kingdom of Ash. I am up to Empire of Storms in the series. I finished Empire of Storms, so all I have left to read is Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash, and then I'm completed the series, but I just like haven't gotten around to it because this book, don't get fooled by it not looking that big. The pages in this book are paper thin. This book is 1,000 pages, okay? But anyway, guys, that is all the books in my office, so let's go ahead and look at the few books that are in my bedroom, and then we'll go over to my big bookshelf. Alrighty guys, we're in my bedroom now, and I just have this kind of like decor shelf over here with just a few books on it. Not that many, but I thought I would show you anyway. So over here we have the first 3 books in the Raven Boys Quartet, which yes, I did just show you my Raven Boys books, and yes, I do have them in paperback as well. I don't know why. Past Luke used to just spend a lot of money on books. I probably just really wanted the hardcover versions as well. And then down here we have them as Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children trilogy. I really enjoyed the first book in this series. I really did not like the final book in the series. I think the series kind of like progressively declined for me. Like the first book I gave like 5 stars, second 3.5, third like 2. So I recommend you read the first book and end it over there. Okay, and then down here next to my bed, I just have the Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy by Sarah J Maas, holding up my fake plant. Not much to say. I enjoy that trilogy, but once again, it's Sarah J Maas, so some things are problematic, some things are whatever. The first book in that series is shit, the second one is amazing, and the third one is, you know, it's pretty good. Hello, so here's a giant bookshelf that I bought a while ago for our living room, basically just to cover up a giant stain on the ground, but also because I ran out of space for my books. So this is a huge bookshelf from IKEA. As you can see, there are a lot of different compartments that still haven't been filled, but I'll go ahead and show you the ones that have been filled. Okay, so first up we have the Shatter Me trilogy by Tahira Mafi. I read the first book and did not like it, so I stopped reading the rest of it. I have this book, The Gentleman's Guide to the Vice and Virtue. I think I just got given this for free. I haven't actually read it, so yeah. Over here I have the book You, which I read this before the TV show came out, that popular series on Netflix, You, with that guy from Gossip Girl. This book was so flippin' good. Trust me, the TV show is good, but when you read the book, because it's from second point perspective, it is freaky in a whole nother level. I have The Hearts We Sold. I haven't read this. Got given to me for free as well, I think. I used to have a Bookstagram account where I posted pictures of books on Instagram, and I had a lot of followers, so I got free shit, if you're wondering. I have Hunted. Have not read this, but I really want to because I think it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I'm all about. And then Snow Like Ashes. Haven't read this either. A lot of the books on this shelf, particularly, are books that I haven't read. Tend to keep my favorites in my office. Over here we have the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. I'm sure all of you have read it. It's great. I've read it like 4 times. Over here we have a series of contemporary books. I will go through them all. Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I think I read like 5 pages of this and put it down. I will come back to it, but I really have to be in the mood to read books like this. We have The Sun Is Also a Star. I read this in 1 sitting. Amazing book. I'm pretty sure they turned this into a movie. We have We Were Liars. This was a really good book. I remember really enjoying it. It was pretty cool. I read that in like 2 days. We have the book Wonder. This one took me a while to get through, but a very touching story. They also made a movie on this. We have Fangirl. I bought this book because of the hype. Everybody would not shut up about it. It was not my cup of tea. I don't think this book was made for me. Oh my god, that rhymed. Dr. Zeus Tings. We have Eleanor and Park. I enjoyed this, but it wasn't as great as everybody was making it seem. I just don't think I'm a massive Rainbow Rowell fan. Okay, next up we have Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. This book was turned into a movie. The movie's called Love, Simon. Love the book. Not a massive fan of the movie, but this book was amazing. Once again, it's a gay story. Read it when I was trying to figure out my bisexuality, so this book meant a lot to me. I highly recommend you read it. It's better than the movie. Next up we have Call Me By Your Name. I bought this book because I really enjoyed the movie, but the book, the book was not it for me. I mean, it was it for me, but like, it just like, it took so long for them to start like getting romantic with each other. It was just like, I think the angst and the suspense was just too much for me. We have this book, which is The Saints of Augustine. My gran bought me this book and I read it and I actually surprisingly really enjoyed it. So check that out. Oh my god, you know my skin. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Bought it when the hype was real. Enjoyed it at the time. Have no interest in continuing the series. I Hate My Selfie by Shane Dawson. Forgot that I had this. I don't remember what it's like. Finding Audrey. This is a really good book. If you have anxiety, I'm sure you'll be able to relate to this. Then I have Binge by Tyler Oakley. I must have bought that when I was 12 because I have not watched Tyler Oakley since. Next up, we have Newt's Emerald. I was given this for free as well. I haven't read it. I promise I will read all these books eventually, and if I don't, I will donate it to a library. I never throw out books. We have Since You've Been Gone. I remember really enjoying this book. It was good. A bit too long in my opinion for a contemporary book, but it was good. The Kiss of Deception. This book was good, but not as good as the hype is making it out to be. But it was good. It was very slow though. The supernatural elements only came in later, and if I'm gonna read a fantasy, I need that supernatural element from the get-go. We have the Percy Jackson trilogy. We have the Percy Jackson series over here. I read like the first 3 books because I really enjoyed the movies and because they're really hyped, but I just didn't enjoy them. I don't think these books are meant for teenagers. I think they're meant for young children, so they were too childish for me. So then over here we have the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas that I showed you before, but this time it's in paperback. Okay, then we have some books by Marissa Meyer. I used to have this entire entire series. I don't know where the rest of it went, but here's 3 of them. I've read this entire series. I finished it. It's very enjoyable. It's like fairy tale retellings, but like with sci-fi involved. It's pretty cool if you ask me. We're on to our last shelf, guys. We're almost there. Okay, so then over here we have The Name of the Wind by Patrick Ness. I have not read this because 1, it is huge. 2, I don't think he's published the last book, and I don't like reading series from authors who take forever to publish books because I don't want to be left hanging. That is why I've not read A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, because I don't want to like spend ages reading all those books, get invested, and then not get a conclusion. An Ember in the Ashes by Sabahid Sahir. I've not read this, but I want to. I've heard it's good. Same thing with this one, Daughter Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I really want to get into Laini Taylor. I've heard her books are amazing, but I haven't. But I've heard that's really good. I'm just realizing I haven't read any of the books on the shelf, so Falling Kingdoms, Morgan Rhodes, popular book, want to get into it, haven't yet. The Darkest Part of the Forest, Holly Black, haven't read it. I have a lot of books on this shelf particularly that I have not read, but I hope to get to all of them this year, and I hope to get to many more. So if you have any book recommendations for me, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that's it for me in this messy bookshelf tour video. You guys wanted this, so I thought I would do it for you. I don't know how interesting this was, but if it was, give it a thumbs up, comment down below what you thought, make sure you subscribe, turn on the post notifications bell, check out my merch. I have some now, link in the description, and as always, my social media is linked down below if you'd like to go ahead and follow me. And that's it for me in this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see my next one, and of course, I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Bye!